Dungeon Master shortage does not exist. This frustrates me to no end. 4 of the biggest fantasy tabletop role-playing games just released Dungeon Game Master books in the past year. There is no way there could be a shortage of people buying, reading them, or running games. There are old EGMs coming back into the hobby. There are professionals out there. You can even find GM-less or cooperative gaming experiences outside of Dungeons and Dragons. There are always options. I love you all. I already shot an entire video on this subject today, and then deleted it because I was yelling and in rant mode. I'm very passionate about game mastering. There are any number of books out there on how to be a GM or be a better GM, not to mention countless videos, convention talks, and tutorials in several quick start guides. You also have me, right here. I've been talking about new GMs a lot lately. That's not going to let up. It's rapidly becoming my crusade. Let me say it again for the people in the back. There's no GM shortage. It's easier for 5 GMs to find players than it is for 5 players to find a GM. However, in the case of no GM, all it takes is for one player to take on the mantle and run a game. It's fun and easy. I promise. Don't let anyone tell you it's difficult or stressful. Anyone can be a game master if they're willing to try. A group of GMs or people capable of GMing have it easy. Take turns running for the group, or just keep one constant GM and everyone else gets to play for a change. Woot! Critical fail is when 5 people sit around and complain because there are no GMs. Heck, if worse comes to worse, hire a professional GM. Admittedly, that is best suited for online play, but every major metropolitan area seems to have at least 1 or 2 pro GMs around. Not my jam. I run for free, but my schedule is very limited right now. There are also plenty of websites, such as Start Playing, where one can locate a GM. Most virtual tabletop platforms have them as well. Many forums dedicated to specific role-playing games also have a looking for group area. Many TTRPG related Discord servers have them as well. The point is, there are game masters out there for almost any game on any given day. Proclaiming a GM shortage is like saying, I love living in lack. We want to live in abundance. That's what we're doing here on Earth as people. Family don't settle for anything less than being the change you want to see. There's no shortage if all it takes is for one person to step up. It doesn't have to be a permanent seat, either. Trade off GMs. It's okay. This supposed shortage of GMs isn't even a new problem. I remember my days of running 6 to 8 convention games back to back on almost no sleep. Supposedly nobody wanted to run games. Ironically, I met several fellow GMs at my table during various games. I wasn't alone. I'm just the one who volunteered that day. Be the change you want to see. Try running a game for a small group, or just a couple of players to try it out. Always remember, there's a game master waiting to run something every time you look in the mirror. Tinfoil hat time. Do you know who benefits from us walking around crying about a dungeon master shortage? Guess who stands to make a pile of money if we can't find dungeon masters? Yup, good old Wizards of the Coast loves it when we cry about no dungeon masters. I think that was their ultimate goal. The new Dungeon Master's Guide is packed full of information, albeit much of it is player-facing. But if the world is full of cash-paying players, well, that's just perfect for what see that way they can rope as many people as possible into their digital online subscription service. They stand to make big bucks off of IIDMs and Dungeons and Dragons Go, or whatever they call it. No DM for your analog in-person game. Just jump on the video game platform of D&D and grind for several hours to get that new weapon skin. Build up your virtual real estate bastion for that warlock character. At some point it starts to sound like every other MMORPG out there. It's World of Warcraft sans the whimsy. I'll pass, thanks. I am not giving in to the reptilian overlords at Hasbro. They can keep their VTT nonsense to themselves. I won't allow D&D Go, or whatever in my house, while I still draw breath. Online games are a perfectly good substitute for in-person tabletop gameplay. That's a viable alternative to a GM shortage. But whatever D&D Beyond is becoming, And this new VTT they're planning. Nope, nope, nope. As always, do what you think is best for you at your table. Buy into what C's thing and try it out when it becomes available. Is it as good as in-person play? I already have my doubts, but I want everyone to decide for themselves. I think there might be a bit of a separation in terms of age groups, but that's okay. The thing I find almost completely unacceptable personally is having the whole thing crammed down our throats, because there's some false notion of a DM shortage. 1. There are plenty of other games out there. 2. There are plenty of people willing to run things that aren't D&D 5e. Last, there are plenty of options outside of what sees VTT for people who just want to play D&D together. I'm for tabletop gaming. I'm for empowering and encouraging new or returning DMs, GMs to get out there and run their next games. This false narrative of a shortage has got to go. I'm serious. Come over to Dragonbane. It's an easier system, and we have cookies. Asterisk cookies not actually included. Still mirth and mayhem over shortage and lack every day of the week. Come learn to be a GM. It's worth the time and energy. It's fun. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please do what brings you the most joy today. If you like what I do here, please like, subscribe, and maybe share with friends. It is absolutely free and helps build our community.